check out Paddy Power's new and exclusive Kicker feature. Add a kicker to your bet, and the more your team wins by, the more you win. And for this weekend, if your first Premier League or FA Cup kicker loses, get your money back as a free bet. Max £10 money back. 18 plus. Gambleware.co.uk. T&Cs apply.
Hi there, Bruce Millington, Dan Childs, Mark Langdon and Paddy Powers, Adrian Croak. We're looking ahead to Sunday's live football, and we'll start with the 2 o'clock game at Tottenham. It's Tottenham versus Millwall. All police leave cancelled in both London and Glasgow, because there's also Celtic Rangers. We'll have a chat about that. Tottenham would obviously be a very hot favourite here, but hot is going to be the word that describes the atmosphere as well. How do Paddy Power bet?
So currently we've got Tottenham 1-6, the draw is 11-2, and Millwall are at 12-1.
You're both Tottenham fans. You're going to take your boys along?
This is one.
No chance.
Keep your head down, I think, really.
I mean, even 2 o'clock's too late, isn't it, really?
I'm very surprised it's a 2 o'clock kickoff. I assumed it would sort of get the morning slot, the 12 o'clock sort of absolute nailed on. But I don't know. Maybe we're over egging it, and hopefully it will pass off relatively peacefully. I think a lot will depend on the match result. You know, you don't want the Millwall fans getting bored if it sort of ends 3 or 4-0, because that's when I think trouble's more likely.
You say that, Mark, but I remember the one and only time I've ever been to a match involving Millwall was in 1985 at the Old Den. I think it was an FA Cup game, and we were winning 1-0. And they equalised in the last minute. I was disappointed, but I thought, and it was absolute bedlam throughout the game. Segregation had a day off. It was hideous. It was the most frightening thing I've ever known. Okay, and I thought, well, at least they won't be too irate afterwards. We got to the exit, and they were there like feral animals, shaking the gate, waiting for it to be open. Honestly, we had to run down this alleyway, and there were bricks raining down on us from the old from the old dog track, which they demolished. It was absolutely hideous. I said I'd never ever go to a Millwall game, and I never ever have. Anyway, that's that. Football wise, what's the score going to be, Dan?
I can see this. I think Spurs will win the game comfortably, but I'm not sure they'll keep a clean sheet. I'm looking at Millwall earlier. I mean, Millwall got a lot of credit because they beat the 3 Premier League teams, Bournemouth, Watford and Leicester. The thing you've got to remember there, though, is that all of those teams were effectively the reserve 11. So, you know, it was at the Den as well, and they've not really coped, the reserves, with the atmosphere there. Millwall, I think, will have a go. They've got Morrison and Gregory, look like they're going to play together up front. O'Brien as well gets goals from like wide midfield. All those players have got double figures, in the season. So there's a goal threat there. I think Spurs at the back as well, they tend to make changes for FA Cup ties.
Could have a bit of Wimmer or Trippier.
Trippier could play. Wimmer has played 2 of the 3 games. Vorm has played all the cup ties this season, so it might not be as solid as usual at the back. The bet I've gone for is Spurs to win and both teams to score 15-8. But I'll just give a mention as well. If Kyle Walker does play at right back, he may well not, but he's 33-1 to score first. You watched Spurs recently; he's getting quite a lot of shots in, getting forward a lot, and he'll certainly, if he plays, get forward a lot here. So that's worth looking at if he plays.
Good shout, Dan. Mark, what do you think?
I've got Kyle Walker written down. Very messy hand.
Where? Oh, sorry, you have.
That's how many shots he's had. He had 4 shots against Stoke and 3 against Ghent. So he's absolutely bombing forward at the moment. But like Dan, Trippier tends to start these games. So I'm going to give a shout out to another rampaging defender of Spurs that's been carrying the ball forward a lot recently. Vertonghen had a couple of efforts against Everton. He's got this weird. It hasn't scored for Spurs since October 2013, which for somebody that came from Ajax with a reputation for being a goal-scoring defender, he was sort of getting 6-7 goals. I know the Eredivisie.
That is amazing, isn't it? You've got to do a nodded one in at least.
Yeah, I mean, he goes up for the corners, and he's been carrying the ball forward now as part of this back three. I'm expecting Millwall to defend deep, and maybe it's going to be some long-range effort like that does it. But I mean, Millwall are still in the bad books for me for missing 2 penalties.
No, you're struggling with that one, aren't you?
I am, yeah. I'm refusing to give it up. I mean, to miss 1 penalty on 90 minutes against Oldham is bad enough. To miss another one after 95.
Could you just tell me, were you following that live, or were you?
I followed the first one. I was watching I was watching, like the bookmakers do that thing now where
the visualization.
Yeah, so I was sort of like, big attack or whatever, penalty, and then penalty missed. The second one, when the penalty miss came up on there, I switched it off because the first one was bad luck, and I followed it on Millwall's Twitter. Which was even more painful, actually, and not as painful as seeing Gregory score a penalty the game after, and then a 90th minute penalty the game after that. So,
mate. That is a proper hard story. That one.
I'm really hating Lee Gregory at the moment. So, so Vertonghen to score any time is my bet in this one.
Okay, and Adrian, what price Gregory to score the winner from the spot in the 90th minute? I might have a little request to bet on that one. Adrian, what do you think will happen here?
I think Tottenham should win it pretty comfortably. I'm a big fan of Tottenham at the minute. They've been fantastic to watch.
They have, haven't they? They are so damn good, aren't they? And I wrote today in my column, I think Harry Kane is still underrated, implausibly. I just don't think he's getting anything like the love he should do. He's such a great player. So what's the score going to be then, Adrian?
Yeah, I'd be looking kind of Tottenham again. I know they might not play their first defence, but they are so well drilled defensively. Pochettino seems to be a really good defensive coach, so I would be looking at a more 3-0, 4-0. You can get 6-1 or 17-2 for either scoreline.
Jolly good. 4 o'clock. We're back in the Premier League. Liverpool versus Burnley. Liverpool lost at Turf Moor earlier in the season, so we'll be gunning for revenge. Burnley's away record not great. 8 of the last 9 they've lost. So how short are Liverpool on a weekend of very short price teams?
They're 1-4 to win it at the moment. You can get the draw 5-1 here, and we've got Burnley at 10-1 at Anfield.
I won't be backing Liverpool at 1-4. Will you, Dan?
No, I think they'll probably win the game. I'm never sure about Liverpool defensively, to be honest. I just think, especially with set pieces, and Burnley, are a threat from set pieces. They're a little bit vulnerable. And I just can see Burnley getting a goal in this one. They've scored in the last 7 games. They do have the last 7 Premier League games they've scored in. They do have set pieces. You got Andre Gray and Vokes. So combine quite well together. Vokes a threat in the air. Got 2 goals at Swansea in the last away game. So I think Liverpool win the game. I'm going for the same bet as I did with the Spurs Millwall game. Liverpool to win and both teams to score at 7-4.
Lovely, Mark.
Yeah, I was looking at the Liverpool half-time, full-time double result, because it's one of those where if Liverpool are not ahead at half-time, you probably wouldn't want to be on Liverpool, if you know what I mean. And I think they're about 4-6 with Paddy Power on the half-time, full-time. Liverpool have won 9 times at Anfield in the Premier League. 8 of those they were ahead at half-time. So when they start quickly, they're a much better team. And the only time they didn't was against Sunderland, which I suppose is a slight concern, given that Burnley will probably defend the way Sunderland did. But Coutinho went off injured early in the first half, and I think that maybe took a little while for Liverpool to work out how to play. Interestingly, Coutinho had his best game, I thought, last week since he come back, and that could be a real big bonus for them last couple of months of the season.
Liverpool fan Adrian Croak, what's your betting strategy for your boys here?
If you could find someone that take a bet on the coin toss at the start, that's kind of all I'd bet on Liverpool at the moment.
Oh, really? You can have 4 to 5 heads.
That's outside of that. Trying to pick up what Liverpool are doing any given game, it's complete guesswork at this stage. Maybe going for the goal scorers. Mane's been on form. You get him first here at 7-2, but it does seem a little short for a guy playing on the wing.
So no bet for you think? You're just going to sit there and hope?
Well, probably Burnley +2 if I had to push one. You can get him Burnley +2 and handicap at even money. Okay,
very quick word. Celtic Rangers, that kicks off at 12 o'clock. It's also on telly. Anyone got a strong view on that one? Celtic just win, won't they?
I had a little look at the first score. Moussa Dembele got 12 goals in his last 6 games. He's 3-1 for the first goal. For a game they're 2-5 to win at home, that seemed all right to me.
I thought Dembele each way, was more than fair, really, at 3-1. I mean, he's absolutely...
Who's going to buy him in the summer?
It's going to be somebody right at the top, I would have thought. I mean, Chelsea or somebody like that. I mean, he's
brilliant, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Absolutely brilliant, isn't he? He really is. Adrian, any thoughts on that? How'd you bet? How short are Celtic?
Celtic at the moment are 2-5 to win it. The draw is 19-5, and Rangers are 7-1.
I tell you, you're going to have all manner of accas running up onto the Monday night game, aren't you? If you're not careful, Adrian. And we will talk about that Monday night game next.
Check out Paddy Power's new and exclusive kicker feature. Add a kicker to your bet, and the more your team wins by, the more you win. And for this weekend, if your first Premier League or FA Cup kicker loses, get your money back as a free bet. Max £10 money back. 18 plus. Gambleaware.co.uk. T&Cs apply.
OK, lots of these quarterfinals have got a pretty one-sided look, but the final one looks a little bit more competitive. 7:45 on Monday. Chelsea take on Manchester United. So a real top-notch battle of the big guns there. Having said it'll be competitive, I suppose Chelsea are still mega warm, aren't they, Adrian?
Yeah, they're 5-6 here. They're winning to draws 5-2. United are 3-1, and you have to remember this United team without Ibrahimovic, so the price is probably about right. Maybe if you're backing anyone, Chelsea maybe.
Damn right. I hear you, bro.
Yeah, I think this could be tighter, actually. I think the timing of the fixture, being on a Monday rather than a Sunday, helps United quite a bit. I think if it was playing Thursday in Rostov, then Sunday FA Cup, then it's a real difficult ask for them. But and you've got to remember that they don't look brilliant in a lot of their games, but they're becoming quite tough to beat. One defeat in 27 games at the moment going into the Rostov game.
Really?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, then that was the whole game where they didn't actually need that. They could afford to lose 2-1 and go through.
They sort of won even though they lost, didn't they?
So they're becoming a really hard side to beat, which Mourinho teams, generally do. So Chelsea, I thought against West Ham, I got a lot of praise for it, but I thought they really cruised through the game, and I thought West Ham actually played okay. And there's a Hazard's fitness. What is it like? He didn't look too great, after he came off. He was a big part of their counter-attacking football as well. So I just feel that this could be closer than the markets say, and I think maybe extra time. 90 minutes draw 5-2.
90 minutes draw 5-2 for Dan. Who for you, Mark?
I've got a few different ones written down here. Over 29 minutes for the time of the first goal. No in the both teams to score market, and under 2.5 goals. Obviously, Chelsea blew United away in the Premier League, that 4-0, but they scored in the first minute, which completely changes the whole dynamic of the game. United's game plan, and having got the 0-0 Anfield on the Monday night, everyone was expecting them to do the same at Stamford Bridge. I expect them to try to do that once again, even more so, without the threat of Ibrahimovic up front. But that will, it's not as if they're short of options in them sort of forward positions. It does make them slightly less likely, I suppose, to score goals, but it maybe even makes them more likely to defend in numbers. So I can see this being a tight game, like what Dan was saying, and you got your pick of your bets there, and possibly the best one over 29 minutes for the first goal. I think this could be a slow burner.
Righty-ho, what price is 0-0? The lads are talking me into betting in a very boring fashion for this game, Adrian.
You can get the 0-all at 15-2 here.
15-2, lads. That's not too sad, is it?
Yeah.
I mean, the way I suppose it does depend to some extent what the teams are like. But I mean, Chelsea can surely put out their best 11 now, given the Premier League should be done and dusted. United possibly depends what happens in Rostov tonight. But speaking before that, I'm expecting a tight game.
Adrian, what do you expect him?
I think it could be tight enough here, but again, United without Zlatan, not knowing what team they'll put out, I think the Chelsea 5-6 is about right. Looking through it, maybe the goal scorers, Juan Mata's got a very good shots on target ratio this year, and you can get him any time here at 4-1.
That sounds half decent. Okay, chaps, excellent. It should be a really, really interesting weekend, and then obviously we flow straight into Cheltenham and into the Champions League as well. Got any Cheltenham fancies, chaps?
I've looked so little. The only thing I could tell you about Cheltenham is that they're playing away at Doncaster this week.
You're more of a Windsor Monday night man, aren't you? What about you, lads?
Well, I've been through the champion hurdle. I went through the champion hurdle yesterday and decided none of them could possibly win. None of them were good enough to win that. Have they decided where Neon Wolf's going to run?
Neon Wolf? No, they haven't. But I think, funny enough, I stuck that in the column today. Whichever race he runs in, he's going to be a big threat.
That was what I took out of the Supreme. If he runs in that, then he'll win that. And nothing can win the champion hurdle. Yeah.
Nothing can win the champion hurdle. You heard it here first. Thank you very much indeed for listening or watching. Don't forget to rate us in the iTunes or subscribe. Thanks a lot. Back next Thursday for another Racing Post football postcast.
Check out Paddy's new kicker feature. If you fancy your team to run riot, add a kicker to your bet. And if your team win big, you win bigger. Paddy Power, you beauty.